After adding several younger players to the roster, the past two have been older guys that could be leaders in their position group.
You are Locked On Auburn, your daily podcast on the Auburn Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome on into Locked On Auburn, your daily Auburn Tigers podcast. I'm your host, Zach Blackerby. And thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Brian Smith, host of The Portal, hanging out with us as we discuss all of the portal happenings happen. Is there enough USF? Do we want more? Is it okay? Byrum Brown's impact. But I want to start on, there was a trend, Brian, of bringing in all these young guys pretty much exclusively from USF. Not entirely, but mostly. That was kind of the first wave of additions for Auburn. The last two, Stanton Ramil, the left tackle coming down from Michigan State, and then Chas Nimrod, a guy that we haven't really talked about on the show yet, an older receiver. Finally, we have somebody in the receiver room that's older than a sophomore. We've got two older guys now coming in, which is part of it, which was expected. It's just, the order, I guess, doesn't matter, but I do think it's noteworthy. Let's start with Chas Nimrod. Led USF, their explosive offense, that's been well documented, in yards per reception last season. Looking at PFF right now, 20.3 yards per reception. And talking with Tennessee folks, because he was there for a few years, then eventually followed Golesh to USF. When you talk to Tennessee folks about him, they talk about his drops, and he had 3 drops last season. Not ideal, but whatever. Speed. The guy can absolutely lose you with his speed.
Yeah, that's what you need in this offense if you're going to play what I call the horizontal stretch, and they make you be on an island. And they're going to do switch release. They're going to do all kinds of things to get guys open anyway. But at the end of the day, the 9 route is the base of the offense. We're going deep. If you can't cover us, this will not be a close contest. And he is the key to it, because even if he only catches like 2 or 3 balls in a game, on every snap that he's out there, you have to at least consider A, shading your safety, or B, doing something to make sure he doesn't get over the top, because run defense is irrelevant if you score from 75. That's why this offense is so annoying. Even though you know what they're going to do, it's so annoying. And you got to have the speed to do it, but he fits the bill.
Yeah, and so obviously he joins a group that includes Jeremiah Coger, who I actually think is the most underrated, but Coger, 15.8 yards per catch. Keyshawn Singleton, who led USF in receiving, we haven't heard word from him, but I still think Auburn feels like they're going to add Keyshawn Singleton, 17.6 yards per reception. I mean, these numbers, like we're talking about several guys, and these aren't guys who caught, 2 passes and one of them was like a 50-yarder and the other one was like a 3-yard out. Like, I mean, we see that with, so-and-so leads their team in yards per reception because they had a big play or whatever. That's not what this is. Now, Nimrod played in just 6 games last year, but still, like he was targeted 38 times, had 23 receptions. Like, this isn't like it's some minuscule sample size here. That's what this offense is. Talk about stretching the field, but also having that solid rushing attack. The more I think about this offense and what he's doing at UCF, or what he has done at what he has done at USF. Sorry, it's late. I'm exhausted. The more excited I am to see what he's bringing to the Plains. And the receivers, I'm okay with him bringing these guys to Auburn. It's the trench guys from the lower level where I have to ask the question, and that has not happened yet.
And that's what I was curious about. Skill guys at USF, I used to live in Tampa, they always had a plethora of them.
Yeah.
There's so many athletic guys in the state of Florida alone. That's low-hanging fruit. Finding linemen at any level in any state is a skill unbeknownst to most, because it is hard to project. Yeah. So has he brought a D lineman even over yet? Anything? I don't think.
No, he's brought 2 defensive players over, both defensive backs. Fred Gaskin at safety, who I think is an absolute baller. His name is Fred Gaskin. And then Gavin Jenkins at corner.
I know Fred well from high school days. He was a baller. He played at Vanguard in
His name is Fred Gaskin.
That's right. That's all you need to know.
That's his name.
He's a great dude too. And
a knack for being around the football. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't really think he has a position. In high school, he played everything for his team: quarterback, DB, linebacker, whatever.
Football player.
Yes. So
his name is Fred Gaskin. Let's circle back to the offensive line. Stanton Ramil. You get a P4 starter. Opinions are all over the place. If you didn't hear our conversation with Matt Sheehan yesterday of Locked On Spartans, go check that out. I dropped it yesterday afternoon. He's not particularly high on Ramil. Tore his ACL, missed the entire freshman season. His second season, which I guess would have been his redshirt freshman season, started every game for Michigan State. Starting every game for a Big Ten school as a redshirt freshman at left tackle, like that's something. Like you can have your opinion on it, but like not many dudes are saying that.
Especially with coming in ACL, like that's the thing. Like he wasn't healthy and he did it. That's really weird.
And then last year got off to an okay start. As Matt said yesterday, like his tape against Boston College, a little questionable. Gets hurt a few games later. He tries to come back a few weeks, and it sounds like that knee. Sheehan said that they were a little hush about the injury, but it sounds like it was a knee. It's like that is a bit concerning. This feels like a lottery pick, former 4-star guy, Brian. If you get several guys like this and kind of just throw, darts out and it's like you only need to hit on 2, I like the strategy. I hope, surely with this, this guy didn't have the cachet. Ramil didn't have the cachet to just come in and say, I'm a P4 left tackle no matter what. But with the way the portal is and some of the demands these guys are making, you just never really know.
Yeah, finding anybody that can even remotely play left tackle is hard. Having one that's a P4 starter at left tackle come to your program, there's probably not going to be more than 5 to 10 of those guys that anybody really wanted. I'm not talking about the flyer on the kid that was on the bench. Actually played. So, it's not a home run, but this is about as close as it gets. There's literally not one left tackle in the portal, committed or uncommitted, that's a pure dude. That's how hard it is to find. They just don't get the portal.
They don't get in the portal. That's right. That's right.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I am too. You're going to have to. He was ranked 11th, I think, on On3's portal rankings at tackle. If you can get 3 or 4 guys that are ranked between 10 to 25 and just let the chips fall where they fall, get a few guys, none of them that are quote unquote elite, because I don't think the drop off matters. We've seen this in the past, and tell me if I think this just because we've been burned for the past few years. We paid Percy Lewis a ton of money. We all know how that worked out. We paid Xavier Chaplin a ton of money. That didn't work out. Paid Mason Murphy a ton of money. That actually ended up being okay. I was wrong on that one, which is great. Good for Mason Murphy. But, he was the number 2 tackle in the portal last year. Was that payout worth it? Or do you pay half of that, making up numbers, half of that, and get a few guys that are in the, 10 to 25 and just see what happens? That's kind of where I'm at this point. Am I overreacting to previous bad pickups, or do you think that makes sense?
Unfortunately, I agree with you, and it's because the top guys, they're not dominant. Not at tackle. Now, running back or receiver or quarterback, it's just different. Offensive tackle is
in the portal.
Yeah.
The top guys in the portal.
Not high school. High school, it's pretty.
Yeah, that's where you build offensive line. The elite O linemen don't enter the portal. It's just the way it happens. Just the way it happens. Byrum Brown making his announcement public earlier in the week. Kind of the next part of the quarterback dominoes that are happening throughout the portal. I want your thought as a guy who looks at the entire world of college football, how Byrum Brown should be perceived, because I don't think it matches entirely what the average Auburn fan thinks. That's next, right here on Locked on Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Rocket Money. Let's be real. Managing your finances can feel overwhelming between subscriptions you forgot about, bills that keep going up, and trying to figure out where all of your money actually goes each month. It's easy to feel like you're losing control. And look, it's the start of the new year. one of the most common New Year's resolutions is taking care of your finances. This is the year we're going to get things right. Hey, Rocket Money can help you. That's where they come in. It's a personal finance app that helps you take control. It finds and cancels unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. And we mentioned this earlier in the week, but a feature of Rocket Money, not only does it like locate and say, hey, you're spending money on this every month. Do you know that? It'll help you like cancel it within the app, which is super, super cool. So let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/lockedon. rocketmoney.com/lockedon. rocketmoney.com. Say it with me, folks. /lockedon. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Brian Smith, host of The Portal, hanging out with us. Byrum Brown, worst kept secret. It did take a little bit longer than we thought, but it doesn't matter. Byrum Brown is an Auburn Tiger, joins a quarterback room that is Byrum Brown, Lachlan Hewlett, and Reese Brush. Byrum Brown's impact on Auburn is what, Brian?
Number one, that's going to be a guy that they must think he's a leader or they wouldn't have brought him over. Yardage and all that aside, like your quarterback when you started a new program and it's SEC, that's got to be somebody they can throw in front of the cameras. And that's exactly what they did as soon as he got there. I saw that. That was a very, very good sign. I don't know him personally, but that was a very good sign. Number two, because of his stats, like again, we talked about this prior, 3,000 and 1,000. If that doesn't attract other players, just in general, forget the USF guys. If that doesn't attract other players, I will be shocked. That's hard to do, man. I don't care what level you play at. That's a dude.
Yeah.
So let's see if they can get a running back or a D end or whoever that he knows somewhere that he can attract. And the backstory will come out. But I think he's going to help Auburn get a better roster.
Yeah, the moment and the stage doesn't seem too big for him, which is good. Definitely handled the interviews right off the bat, which is nice. And then, he was the celebrity letter holder during the basketball game later that day. It was a big announcement. That was kind of the public introduction to the Auburn fan base. And he seemed comfortable out there. He's waving to everybody. Like he seemed comfortable being the guy that's coming in and saying, hey, I'm going to help get this program back to where everyone involved wants it to be. I love the way he talked up Alex Golesh and said, hey, look, he and I worked together for several years down at USF, and he came here, and we want to help build this program up, and I trust him. And I think that relationship between quarterback and head coach, I don't think we've had one like this in a while. And I think that's an underrated aspect of all of this, Brian.
When would it be? 2017?
Yes.
2000. Yes.
Yeah. 19, you had Gus and Bo, like they liked each other, but
diminished.
Yeah, Gus and Stidham in 17, like that was pretty great.
I think that's a very important part of it, because if the quarterback trusts the head coach, who else does? Most of the rest of the roster. Whether they want to admit it or not, a lot of people are going to look towards the signal caller, and he's like a grad student. He's been around a while. That means Jackson Hewlett, which I'll talk about him in a second, and some other guys. That's going to help them. I think it'll also help a lot of the USF guys integrate into the roster. If he's that confident, they probably were too. Hopefully all the Auburn players open arms, let's figure this out and let's be good next year. So that's great. But by the way, the Jackson Hewlett kid, real quick,
please.
He's really good. He's really good.
What do you like about
Miami wanted him, and he committed early to Wake, then flipped to USF. Miami legitimately won. I talked to the OC about it. Like that's the steal of this portal group. Just going to throw that out there.
Why? I mean, he's flying under the radar.
He hasn't had a chance to play because of Byrum. He was really.
Do you think he could be the guy after Byrum?
Oh, 100%. He can spin it. He's super smart. His 7-on-7 team, he was at a tournament. He ran his own plays. I've never seen anybody else do that. He's super intelligent. He's the kind of guy who ends up working for a Fortune 500 company.
Huh. Okay. That's great. I did not expect you to go that direction. That's awesome. Yeah, it's funny. We're all expecting the biggest troll of all time. We're all expecting Byrum to commit, and we get a USF quarterback, and it's like, That's not Byrum. Who is this guy? So that was crazy. That was great. Do you think he can be QB2 this year, or do you think they go out and get another quarterback? It seems like we're still offering quarterbacks.
I'm curious how they want to approach that because he knows the offense now.
They offered the Oklahoma State guy, is what I saw.
Which one?
I'm looking.
Is one with the funny last name who I can't pronounce it?
Yeah, it's not
Hinge.
I'm sorry, Oregon. It was Oregon State.
Oh, Oregon. I have no idea who's there.
Yeah. Tristan Tia.
No idea.
Was his name. I'm pretty sure it was him.
I could see them taking a guy with 1 year of eligibility that's maybe played a little bit somewhere. That way you don't have to put Hewitt in a bad spot as a redshirt freshman. Like the last 3 games of the season, he's got to start, including the Iron Bowl. Like that's
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, T is a freshman. He played in 3 games last year, threw 53 passes.
Yeah, I don't see what the reason is for that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want another body and have a battle for QB2, the Deuce chatter is not going away either. I still don't really buy it. I don't buy it, but it's not going away. It's not going away. I don't know if that's Deuce hasn't found an ideal situation yet. He's still waiting for more dominoes to fall, and so he's keeping this open, or if it's Auburn doing everything they can to keep him, which I'm a little surprised if that's the case, if they're doing everything they can to keep him. But yeah, the Deuce chatter is still just kind of floating out there, man.
I kind of thought it would be Ole Miss because that's kind of the natural pick, and it seems like everybody's going to be gone from there. But why have you done it if he has, if that's the case?
I mean, is he waiting on Trinidad Chambliss' waiver?
Right.
Mean, that's still pending.
Yeah, he wants to go and play somewhere, but where's he going to go play in the SEC next year?
He's not.
That's what I mean.
I got a text from our Washington host yesterday asking about Deuce, which they're dealing all that quarterback stuff, with
the Damon Williams thing is crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
and he's like, would Deuce make sense? And I'm like, I mean, I don't know y'all's rock, but if y'all don't have anybody and you want to take a flyer on a guy with tremendous upside, that fits.
Sure.
But does he have a tie to go to Washington? I don't know.
No.
He's but Boston College is in play. I don't think Boston College has added anybody yet following Kenyatta Watson, but it's kind of fascinating. So, has Auburn added enough USF outside of Keyshawn Singleton? What kind of impact could that have? A lot of Auburn people are comparing it to Cignetti going from James Madison to Indiana. Brian, you are a massive Indiana guy. Let's see if there's some parallels. Next, right here on Locked On Auburn. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. When we saw Curt Cignetti go from JMU to Indiana, brought a lot of JMU guys with him. There's still several JMU guys that are key pieces on this Indiana team. But spoiler, they're very good. They're very good. Not hiding anything. Is the parallel of Golesh, smaller level of competition, getting his shot at the P4 as a head coach, bringing his guys with him, is the parallel fair, or is it just, this is timely because of Cignetti, and we'll just see what happens?
I think there's some parallels there. When they first came over from JMU to IU, they had 13 guys. They have 8 returning, including Aiden Fisher, who's an All-American linebacker. A couple of DBs are going to play in the pros.
Receivers, right?
Surratt as well. I mean, he's a stud.
Yeah,
and they killed it. But the other thing they did is this year they went and found other small school kids, like a D lineman from Toledo. Their evaluation skills are the best of anybody I've seen, even better than Kiffin's. So is there parallels? Possibly, because it's plug and play. You've got guys that can help other players on the roster, so that part totally fits for Auburn. And they're bringing over the guys that matter, including, obviously, Byrum and these receivers. They didn't bring the low-end guys from James Madison to IU. They're not doing anything different. The question, and this will bear out in time, IU's assistant staff, especially their coordinators, I am shocked they did not get jobs this year. For them to be coming back next year is comedy to me.
Okay.
And that's the key. How good are the coordinators? That'll dictate how well you use the players. I mean, the guys that got coming from USF are proven. I mean, you've went over it here and Locked on Auburn, but I've reached yours too. And it's like, they brought all the guys that matter. So, I mean, everything lines up. Now you got to prove it against the SEC.
Right.
But those were the key guys. Like when they went to the Swamp and beat the Gators. Yeah, I know they weren't great, but winning in the Swamp is not an easy task.
No, I mean, do you think Auburn would have beaten Florida last year? I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I mean, those two teams, I wouldn't bet on anything with either of them last year, to be honest with you. But
do you think Auburn would have beaten USF last year?
I like USF's quarterback a lot more. I'll say that. So
yeah, I was asked that the other day. I didn't know how to answer it.
Unfortunately, that's why there's a coaching change.
Yeah,
pretty much. I mean, if you're discussing whether you're going to beat a G6 team, there's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I would have picked Auburn going into it. I think the trenches would have been a mismatch, but
that's why the horizontal stretch works so well. It mitigates the trenches.
Got to spread out.
Yeah, it's just very everything up. I think that Auburn's running backs will fit pretty well with this too. They got some guys that can bang in between the tackles. So especially that young man that's from Auburn High. So
Omar Madison was made for this offense.
100%.
I don't think we'll see him be the feature guy this year. They brought Davenport over from USF. I'm curious to see what that looks like. He was the leading running back rusher. Byrum led the team in rushing, but curious to see what the dynamic between Cobb, Davenport, and Madison is. But yeah, Omar Madison as a feature back won't be this year, probably be next year. Whew. I mean, you just talk about like not wanting to tackle a guy and just getting better as the game evolves. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, and that's going to be it's going to be a light box just based on the formation. They're never going to see more than a 6-man box.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. That'll be crazy for sure. Brian, as far as your expectations for Auburn, you felt good about Auburn. Then they lost a bunch of guys, including Cam Coleman. You said, let's hold on. Has there been enough to change your opinion since then? Are we still in wait and see mode, which is probably the wisest answer? But early on at the stage of the portal, have you seen enough, or is like, I need you to get several more guys in the trenches before I make another opinion about Auburn?
The latter. It's the trenches because, like we said, there's just hardly anybody there.
Well, and they just haven't signed anybody. So right now, the offensive line situation, Stanton Ramil, as of right now, would be your starting left tackle, I think. Tyler Johnson, we haven't heard official word yet from him yet, but let's assume he comes back. I think right now he would be your other tackle. And with there being no competition there, Kale Ellis, you feel fine with.
Oh, yeah.
And then your young guys are Jacoby Ward. We've heard that he's coming back. Ty Buster, I don't think we've seen anything official unless that happened while I was at church an hour ago. And then your young guys like Wilson Zaire, Parker Pritchett, Michael Lundy Foster, Mason Mathis, Bear McOrder. Like, could you put one of those guys at guard if you had to? Like, maybe, but
yeah, I don't want
the defensive line is crazier. Like Malik Autry and Jordan Crawford coming back. You love that. Darian Smith. I don't think we've seen public word on that. And then Corey Wells and Tavion Branch. You feel fine about Corey Wells playing as a freshman, correct?
He's a dude.
What about Branch?
I don't know as much about him, but he was recruited by everybody up there, and like he's got the size. Could he play 100 snaps next year? 100%.
Okay.
He can teach 290 or whatever. I mean,
he's big. But then your edge group, man, like Jared Smith, Joe Phillips announced they're coming back. We haven't heard from JJ Falk, and then Chris Wells. I don't see a way he plays as a freshman. So,
they got to get a portal guy that's an edge rusher, and those are not cheap.
Yeah, you lost 5 edge guys, and you only have gained 1 so far.
Yeah.
And you lost edge guys that can play defensive line as well.
Yeah, well, like Falk is the rarest of the rare. He could play inside or out and just total game wrecker. So he was going to go to the draft. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like Williams
Amaris.
is a guy. Yeah, that sucks because that guy, he's going to play on Sundays. So,
yeah, and he's like, I think Georgia's most likely for him, and it's like, yeah, he looks like a Georgia defensive lineman. That
100%.
And I mean that is the utmost compliment. Like versatile, can move up and down the line, penetration freak. So yeah, all right, that makes sense.
For me to feel comfortable, they've got to get a couple of D linemen, and they probably got to get somebody in the secondary. In addition to, for those that don't know, like Zach wasn't kidding earlier, Fred's going to play. I don't know where he's going to play. Fred's going to play.
His name is Fred Gaskin.
And he's good.
It seems like they're pursuing a corner for sure. And it seems like they're pursuing a high-end corner. The portal guy from Tennessee that everybody's trending, he's going to go to A&M. Ricky Gibson. Top end guy. I think Auburn felt good about it. National media has been saying he's going to A&M pretty much since the get-go. And now it seems like the Auburn media is kind of pivoting that way now. So that'd be a big miss because I think he was a priority for Auburn. So we'll see if they pivot. We'll see if they pivot with him. But yeah, I'm with you. I think you need another corner. Outside of that, like I feel good about the safety room. I feel good. They added Gavin Jenkins, but he's a sophomore, I think, from USF. I don't really know how much in the plans he is for 2026. His tape's kind of limited. So yeah, trenches. Gotta add bodies. Stanton Ramil is a start. You need a few more like him, which I like. Lottery picks, right? Like you could see the path for him being good. It's just give me 3 more of him, and let's see if 2 work out.
Yeah, you got to play the odds.
Brian, how can people check out everything you've got going on?
Locked on the portal, especially if you want any portal chatter regarding the quarterback position. Wardley knows there's plenty to discuss. I have to discuss Damon Williams tomorrow and how he impacts every school in the country. Literally, that contract thing is a nightmare waiting to happen.
If Washington loses that argument, it is terrible for college football.
You couldn't say that loud enough. It's not possible.
It'd be brutal. It'd be awful. Because then it's like contracts don't mean anything.
That's what I mean.
And you're seeing legal people be like, well, it's not an employment agreement. He's not an employee. And I'm like, whew, if y'all are right, that is not good. If contracts all of a sudden don't mean anything because they're independent contractors, that would not be great.
This is going to be, I wouldn't want to be the poor judge in that case. Lose.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, go check out the portal wherever you get your podcast. However you consume Locked on Auburn, the portal is there as well. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. This has been Locked on Auburn.